Yesterday, I came across a fan art online which hit me with a flood of emotions. Who would have guessed these three are Wuwa's villains? Their final forms look like this, and this, yet none of them are typical villains. All three were corrupted by dark tide. One was an ordinary human, one a Septimont noble, one a church primus. Three people from different classes and fates, yet they shared the same truth. They all lived trapped in lies and corruption. All struggled desperately against the tides of fate. All faced the cruelest truths with clear eyes. Maya grieved for Septimont life she'd never return to. Avidius mourned the real memories he'd never get to make. Fenrico regretted that after devoting his life to fighting Threnodian, left only walls of sin. When fate tried to turn them into mere puppets, they used their last ounce of strength to snap the strings, even if it meant breaking themselves in the process. Maya took her own life while enduring the corruption. It was the only way she could reclaim final control over her own body. She thought death would be the end, a moment of peace. Tragically, her body was fished out of the cold sea and became an experiment for Fraxitis. Her frequency never fully faded. Her consciousness was trapped in that desecrated shell. She awoke to feel dark tide feeding on her over and over, to watch Threnodian twist her form into a hideous monster, powerless to scream as she sank deeper into corruption. It wasn't until her monster form was destroyed in the fierce battle against Lupa that we finally saw a smile on her face, pure relief and exhaustion from the fight, straight from the depths of her soul. Fenrico chose redemption by sealing himself away in the end. As the Primus of the Order of the Deep, he shouldered the heavy duty of protecting Reguna, having witnessed the horror of dark tide 20 years prior. He swore to stop the tragedy from repeating, no matter the cost. So he imposed harsh policies, canceled festivals, chained the people's freedom with strict dogma. He walked a thorny path of darkness, bearing the world's misunderstanding and condemnation, all for the connection he saw as his ultimate goal. He thought he was protecting Reguna, but he didn't know he'd been corrupted 20 years ago, that he'd long become a Threnodian's agent in the mortal world. Everything he'd done in those 20 years, all the necessary evils he'd justified as protection, were actually strengthening and feeding the true evil. When the lanterns of past Primuses illuminated his clouded soul, he finally woke up. That moment of realization was more painful than death. He discovered his lifelong faith and struggles had been nothing but a manipulated, utter tragedy. He was not just a victim, he was also a perpetrator. Drowned in endless regret and agony, he made his final, only right choice in his life, to seal himself, along with the rampaging dark tide in his body, away forever. With self-sacrifice, he offered one last tribute to his ideals and final redemption for his sins. Avidius, brilliant, handsome, noble, backed by the Senate, he stood against Augusta. We all thought he'd be just another cliché villainous noble, but instead he rebelled against the Senate, held justice in his heart, was humble, brave, and kind. Yet his memories were fake. His life was fake. Even his very existence as Avidius was nothing but a false hero casually made up by the playwright Cristoforo. In that moment, the very foundation holding up his world crumbled. All his struggles, beliefs, and glory became a cruel joke. He was a fake person. No real past, no real future. What surprised me most? He chose to keep going after his sorrow. When we saw him again at the start of 2.7, he'd made peace with himself and was searching for new meaning. Reguna was a blank page. Finally, he could break free from the script and write his own real memories there with real actions. But even this was part of the script. He was still corrupted by dark tide, becoming the catalyst for Reguna's disaster. Fate played one last, cruelest joke on him. At the final moment, Avidius absorbed all the dark tide, then drove his hand into his own chest, shattering it. He fell like a leaf from the book of fate, breaking free from the scripted ending with his own will. He was a fake king, yet with his real death, he lived up to the true way of a hero. That's what Cristoforo said as he held him.
这可悲的人，竟然在最后超越了自己的命运。
And on Cristoforo's face was unhidden envy. Even a cursed life, a scripted existence, a corrupted will, could still burst forth in the final choice, the essence of humanity, freedom, dignity, and the tragic redemption of choosing to live for death. If Frlova's other shore truly exists, I like to think this scene might really be there. The most amazing part is Avidius didn't just break the script, he even broke through the code, staying an extra day in the world of Wuwa. It added the most romantic final touch to his story. There are plenty of villain stories out there, but it's hard not to love villains like these.